that?
It's an entire Twitter account created and dedicated
Somebody
to
what?
propagandizing the populace with the true and glorious message
Really?
that Jon Stewart might be the reincarnation of FDR.
Hey.
I'll do lib Jan 6 to get him in office. I'll do whatever it takes. There's a Twitter account. I know you deleted Twitter.
Yes, I'm not on Twitter, but tell me about a Twitter account.
The handle, the @ is Stewart_2028.
Oh,
I think you know where I'm going with this.
okay. Let's talk about that.
It's an entire Twitter account created and dedicated
Somebody
to
what?
propagandizing the populace with the true and glorious message
Really?
that Jon Stewart might be the reincarnation of FDR. That's not my words.
I was going to say, did you create this Twitter account and are you operating it?
Sure wish I did. I'll tell you that. Messed that one up.
How many followers do they have?
6.6K. And
Oh,
Kyle
okay.
Kalinski's talking about it.
So it's
This is not a little...
But it's young though. It's new. Got it.
I mean, you tell me you don't see the resemblance. Jon Stewart talks about the New Deal. They look pretty much identical.
All right. Yeah. So they look the same and they talk about the New Deal.
FDR reincarnated. That's look,
All right.
not to be radical.
What?
Jon Stewart might be FDR reincarnated.
Okay.
Not to be radical.
So you're pleased to see some Jon Stewart love and some FDR love. Of course, we know you love to see some FDR love.
Mainly because I would just enjoy seeing the massacre. That would be Jon Stewart talking to literally whoever. Mm-hmm. It would be a bloodbath.
Well, we can talk about this for a second if you'd like to.
No Democrat. There's only one other human being on this planet that is like joking could be in the race that could survive a Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
That's a Stephen A. Smith.
So
news broadcaster, getting into politics. He has a podcast. He had Josh Shapiro on. He's getting into politics. Universal health care should be a thing. He's taking a real progressive bent, right?
Interesting.
Also a terrific debater. Mm-hmm. The only human who could, in a primary, hold up to Jon Stewart is a Stephen A. Smith. And then Lord have mercy on whoever comes out on the other team side.
So
they're losing.
So you're saying that we might have Buttigieg, Newsom, Whitmer, AOC, Jon Stewart, and Stephen A. Smith in the primary debates in 2028?
It's a dream. A man can only hope. What Jon Stewart and Stephen A. Smith will do to the rest of the crowd, they will bow out before their careers are destroyed. If they value self-preservation. If Gavin Newsom wants to continue to have a career in politics,
that's how talented.
He will not speak to Jon or Stephen A. Smith. As good as Gavin is,
really hope John's watching.
I don't think he understands the divine, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Are you sure you're not making a show for Jon Stewart? Because that's...
Look, I'm trying to get him on.
You're trying to get him on the show? I love it. Me too. Me too.
No, but
I've been calling and calling.
Yeah, they haven't answered.
Okay, so
I'm being silly, but I'm also being very real. I don't think Stephen A. is gonna. I think Jon Stewart really could, if he wanted to, and I think he'd make a lot of noise. I don't think anyone would get off that stage winning.
So
it'd be a massacre.
Do you want to talk about this actually, or
not a whole ton?
Okay.
Other than I think. He's a pretty good example of a solution to a lot of the problems that I have with Democrats that we'll get into in the back half.
All right. So let this be another plea for Jon Stewart to...
Yeah, this is me on my knees begging.
To answer the call of duty to his country.
Yeah.
Yet another call to that.
100 years ago, there was a similar call.
Well, I think FDR really wanted it. And I don't know.
There was a call.
I just don't know if Jon Stewart wants. Politics is so ugly,
and hence he might be the best president we've ever had because he's not in it for himself.
I
really think he has it. Even if it's one term, just do a term. I don't care. He really could be. Oh man, he'd use the bully pulpit. He'd be talking all the time. No one can go toe to toe with him in politics. No one can really stand up to him.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, imagine him debating JD Vance.
Yeah, he's a generational talent.
Imagine him having to in the president in the debates.
Yeah.
What Republican is gonna?
He's a generational talent, and yeah,
I don't even think 2016 Trump could do it. I'm not even sure. Maybe just so much raw energy. Maybe Republicans don't have
I don't know.
riz like that.
I get the feeling that he has imposter syndrome about he doesn't understand how good he is.
Maybe, yeah.
But it might also be that politics is a very ugly place to live and work. And maybe he doesn't want to do that 24 hours a day because that would be a 24-hour-a-day job for 4 years. And so it's a really hard job too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So, but Trump has proved that you can golf for half of it. So
Yeah, you don't actually, yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't have to be as hard as people say it is.
I think
but
there was some quote or whatever that like Obama said that like, I don't make a ton of decisions, but by the time they get to me, no one else knows how to answer the question. They're all impossible. Like, or something like that. Like, there's so many issues that are solved that I never see.
that's cool. I never heard that before.
But by the time they get to me,
Right.
no one is capable of giving an answer
Yeah.
because it's an impossible solution.
I get it.
What do you do?
I get it. That's cool,
You
actually.
have to sacrifice this or sacrifice that. What do you want to do, President?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So
Like, you think Trump's just in there just like solving every problem? No, he's got a cabinet, Congress. Like,
yeah.
Congress is way worse, I think, in terms of day-to-day
Yeah.
bullshit. I think Trump could do it.
I mean, I know he could do it. I don't know where he stands on it now. I haven't heard him say.
I'll do Lib Jan 6 to get him in office. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
I'll do whatever it takes.
I would love to have a conversation. You talk about a like dream conversation.
Jon Stewart would be a dream one.
But if I could only ask him one thing,
Ooh, yeah.
like you can have a conversation with anybody in history, but you can only ask one question. Or have a conversation about one kind of
Yeah.
topic.
What are you asking, John?
And I would be asking him about his thoughts about why he isn't in politics and running for office and having a conversation all around that.
Yeah.
I would love to understand his decision making behind
Yeah.
not running or running and what he truly is thinking and feeling,
Yeah.
not what he might say in an interview, because I'm sure there's probably more to it. What I think the most likely thing is that he's a human being. Being a president is an exhausting thing, and he's just not at a point in his life that he has the energy to undertake that.
If Biden can do it, I mean,
I
compelling
know.
counter.
No, I know. I mean, if Trump can golf half the time, right? Like, but I think that's what he's thinking
In his head, yeah.
Because I actually think that he would.
I think he would pull it off quite.
Well, I think he would want to do a really good job. He'd go all out.
He'd be more intentional, and
right.
he would
he'd go all. I mean, he wouldn't golf half the time. He would be working and care all the time. And I also think that I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I think he might do in terms of like legacy and how much he's inspired generations. I don't know if he's aware of the good that he would do if he pulled that off. Literally just getting in office, he could fuck the whole thing up. Just getting in, I'm not sure he's aware of the ripple that it would have. You follow?
Yes.
Like he has a huge ripple already.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a different type of ripple if he actually got into office.
It would be amazing.
Because it would show that like not only can you be like Jon Stewart, you can also then be the boss, and you can actually take that to where the people who are signing bills, making real decisions. I think that would be, do you know what I mean? Even just have him in the debate, just yell at the Democrats. Just, God.
All right.
Anyway.
Enough of our Jon Stewart
So,
wet dream.
yeah.